Good evening, Gary.
How you doing, Jamie? How you doing, Gary?
You all right, pal?
Yeah,
You all right, mate?
Good, mate. Look, the huge talking point coming out of Tottenham today is I keep getting that wrong. Antonio Conte's comments after the game. What do you agree with them?
Mate, I think he was spot on. Do you know what? A lot of Tottenham fans all over Twitter, social media. I mean, loads of like WhatsApp groups like you, Jamie. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm right behind him. I think it needs to be said. I think over the years we've had too many managers that are just too nice. I think the fact he's come out and said it how it is. I mean, look, we can talk about how he sets the team up. We could talk about the manager. We could talk about VAR, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, we've had like 6-7 different managers. The players just ain't good enough.
Do you think he's? I don't disagree. The players ain't good enough. Like I agree with you on that. But Gary, he picks this team. He plays this formation. It's his tactics that he wants to implement on this side. He's not completely out of question in terms of taking blame for some of these performances. The football's been diabolical this season. It's his team.
Right, you're 100% right. But out of every manager we've had, we have to back Conte, because at the end of the day, whether you agree with his tactics or not, what we're going to do? Bring back Poch that dropped Lucas Moura for the final? I mean, come on. Everyone seems to think if we bring back Poch, all is forgiven and all will work well. Like, a lot of Tottenham fans have short memories, mate. Let's just remember how we were in the league, and let's remember he played an unfit Kane in the final. And I think Gabby would agree with that to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, Poch gets a lot of love from the Tottenham fans and everything else. But if we cannot win something and do something good with Conte, we won't with anyone.
But Gary, can I ask you this question? Because me and Jamie had a little argument. He was comparing Spurs to Aston Villa, about Aston Villa haven't won anything in a certain amount of time. Is that what Spurs fans are looking at, comparing themselves with what Aston Villa have won in the last 15 years?
I just think with Tottenham, I do like the podcast and everything. A few of the guys have been on your show that are doing with, and Tottenham will always be Tottenham. It does not matter what manager we have or how we set up or how we play. It's a mentality with Spurs. We're 3-1 up. It's bottom of the league, Southampton. Carry on attacking, win the game. What do? We sit back, we invite the pressure, and we're the same old Spurs. You don't see that from the top teams. We never, ever change. I mean, I can't think of a time where Tottenham have had a lead and not maybe lost it. I mean, I honestly, genuinely think if we bring back Poch or we stick with Conte, I think it's a thing that goes really deep for Tottenham.
So you think you just think Spurs you can't see when the next trophy's coming, no matter who comes in?
Do you know what? At the end of the day, Gabby, I mean, I'll answer it for you there. We're in the FA Cup against Sheffield United. We changed the team. We would have been in the quarterfinals against Blackburn. That was the best opportunity we had, and we blew it. So
who's to blame for that, though, Gary? Because Conte didn't pick Harry Kane; he rested him.
But yeah, that's fair enough. But whether you rest Harry Kane or not, the players that were on the pitch should be beating Sheffield United. Let's not forget, JB, Sheffield United changed their team. They had injuries and they changed about 8 different players. I mean, we should be going to Sheffield United, whether or not, even if we've got food poisoning the night before, we should be turning a team like that over. It is a mentality thing with Tottenham Hotspur, JB. You know that.
Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with it. Do you agree, though, Gary, with what he said? Yes, I can understand what he said and I can get behind it. But do you agree with how he said it and where he said it in terms of in the media? Do you think it needed to be made public, or do you think this is something you say behind closed doors?
Do you know what? I think at this precise moment, I think it did need to be said, and I think the way he's done it is right, because I think there needs to be a massive change. And if we're like stepping on footsteps and everything else, and we're talking to the players behind closed doors, nothing's going to change. This is a massive moment now, and he needs to come out. And look, we all know Conte's gone in the summer.
Yeah. Well, then how does that work, though? If the manager goes in the summer, he's going in the summer, and he's just coming out and just saying whatever he wants.
I think he's come out and said it as well, hasn't he, that, it's not easy to just win a trophy. It's not guaranteed just to win a trophy. But in his mind, Jamie, he's a winner. As a player, as a manager, he's not happy with top 4 and seeing them crumble against teams. The Sheffield United game, AC Milan. Yes, it's his tactics as well. I totally agree. They can be negative, boring. But in his mind, he'll be like, well, I've done this with Inter Milan. I played the same formation. They could go and score goals. They could see out wins. He's looking at some of these players and thinking, like, you're not going to... I can't even say it.
I know what you want to say.
I can't say it.
They're not good enough, is what you want to say.